Bonafide Hustler here, another general reselling thrift vlog, whatever we want to call it. We're just going to see where this one takes us. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty fun. What's going on, guys and gals? Chris the Bonafide Hustler coming to you live from the inside of my house. I just got done making a label right here for this, and there is a really old Adidas polo. I'll flash a picture right here. A really old Adidas polo that I just got really aggressive with the pricing. You know how you can send out offers and stuff on eBay? Well, I sent out a $40 offer for this thing, originally listed at 80 bucks. I've had this thing for probably a year, maybe a year and a half. And I'm just like, let's see if someone bites. And someone bit, so that's great. So I'm into that thing for $1. Shipping is like $5.50. And you know, it's not the kind of money I want to be making, but it's so quick. And it was part of other things that I got that day in the pile from like a year and a half ago. I got Adidas tracksuit stuff, like all kinds of stuff. And some things I've already sold in the previous antique booth. So, you know, I made my money back and everything like that. So an extra, you know, 30 bucks right here. I'll take it for the day. That's where this vlog starts. And I got to get this thing to the post office. And we're going to see where the rest of the vlog takes us. I just sold a bike, but that was on the previous vlog. And yeah, I'm hunting around for things, buying and reselling. Follow me at the Bonafide Hustler on YouTube and Instagram. I can show you how to do this. There's also a free money-making guide. It's right here. It's the first link down below. Go check it out. It can start your journey, and you can start to learn how to kind of do this. It's a good side income. You don't need a boss, anything like that. You just kind of do it at your own time. And I go to thrift stores and garage sales, estate sales predominantly. Oh, and Facebook Marketplace. Those are the kind of places that I go to. It's really fun. Let's let the adventure start. I love it. There's always someone in the neighborhood, and it's 106 degrees in Austin, Texas today, maybe 105. So it's time to give my boxes to this person, which saves me about 30 minutes. All right, so we're at another day, and I just got done with workout, and I found 2 bikes on Facebook Marketplace. You know, this is kind of the hustle right here that I can do. It's pretty easy to do. But basically buying something from Facebook Marketplace and then putting it back on Facebook Marketplace maybe a week later. I am gonna go pick up one bike, and it's crazy because, you know, I kind of write the same script to people when I offer them, you know, money. The script kind of goes like this: if you can take X, I'll be there real soon. My number, you know, my name. So I messaged 2 people on 2 different bikes, and the same person got back to me. It was kind of weird. So I'm gonna pick up 2 bikes pretty soon here for a really good deal, and I'll show you what they are. Before we show you that bike, I'm at the house and I'm having my first meal, which is, you know, eggs, sourdough, we got salsa, we have avocado. It doesn't look really appealing, so I'm not gonna like pan the camera over because I'm like halfway through the meal. But it got me thinking, you know, reseller community. Like, I know it's important to like hustle, and, you know, some people measure their success based upon how many listings they do a day and like all this stuff. And I understand it, you know, because I've done that and I still kind of try to do that. But one of the most important things that I don't ever let budge, okay, is movement, right? And physical fitness, which obviously there's another channel for that called Bod Damn. You should go check it out if you haven't. But it's something that should always be brought up, especially to the reseller community, because I feel as if there's a huge opportunity for people out there to feel better. And when you feel better, you can think better and you can make more money. This is just the fact of the matter, right? So, you know, it got me thinking that if you have, let's say, a quota of things to sell in a day or things to list in a day, or maybe you have some shipments you want to do and you measure your success based upon how many boxes you send off the Amazon FBA or something like that. You know, make sure that you also have another goal for your movement, your fitness. Okay, it's like really, really important. And that's just like scraping off the top of like stress reduction and, you know, feeling better. Because at the end of the day, if you want to age faster, you got to increase your stress, don't move, eat like crap. And that's basically how you increase aging, which isn't fun if you think about it. Aging is the very thing that no one really wants. And if you have kids, for example, I mean, you obviously want to be around as long as possible for your kiddos so you can see them have kiddos, and I get it. So what I'm saying is, don't lose sight of even a small step in that direction. Let's say you don't have a quota on fitness or steps in a day or something like that. Put one in, right? Because if you're absorbed on one quota, which is the business quota, and you're doing really well, and you see results based on that, you gotta put some time into the physical fitness aspect too. You have to, because you will see great results from that, increased vibrancy, more clear thinking, and it will just make your life just that much more amplified, right? Which goes towards all your relationships in life and opportunities and kiddos and significant others. So just something to think about. As I was eating my great meal, I'm like, that's probably the 100,000th great meal I've had in my lifetime. Okay, so someone do not do the reverse math on that. But I'm embellishing a little bit because that is just a habit, that meal over there in the corner. And it's something that I keep doing all the time, like all the time. I've been doing that stuff since, you know, my professional career, or maybe even after college. I've been eating kind of good like that. And I feel great. You know, I haven't stopped working out, and that's really good. And I feel a certain way when people get around me. I remember back in the day, green room meetups and stuff like that, like the big ones, people get around me and you would think they would want to talk about reselling all the time. When people got around me, they would want to talk about fitness stuff all the time. And I see that again as a big opportunity. And I think people out there, especially if you're a reseller and you're watching this right now and you're like, you know what, maybe there's some truth to that. Look, it's not about starting off something gigantic, but you know, it's about starting something small and just doubling down and investing every day, something into yourself, not just the money. All right, I pulled up to this house and it's got a nice view. Look at that view in the background. That is awesome. But they're the bikes too. You can see them? There they are next to the Tesla. So we got two bikes right there I'm about to pick up. Okay, bike number one is a Fairdale. Really cool Fairdale. I think this might be the coaster model or something like that. Definitely has rear gears, has disc brakes, everything. Incredible condition. Needs the tires inflated, but this will probably sell. This will probably sell for like 3 to 5. And then here is a specialized roll, just like the last vlog. Here's another one I picked up. This one has discs though, so it's gonna be worth more like 4 to 5 on this one. That's a specialized roll right there, size large. Pretty nice bike as well. Picked up both these bikes for $250. Okay, we're further along in the day. I'm gonna get this bike sold. I'm doing something kind of uncharacteristic though. I'm actually gonna bring this bike 20 minutes to the person because they say they wanna buy it for full price, but that's like 2 days from now. So I actually don't have any business to do close to where this place is, but I'm gonna do it because first of all, I found this bike a quarter mile from the house, 40 bucks. I listed it for 280 and it's probably gonna sell for 280, maybe 250. It's a lot of return for a bike that's not that great. Anyway, it's a Fuji Cambridge, nothing crazy. Put the pink basket on it. I had it in the back, kind of in a storage. And yeah, it's just one of those things that don't do often, which is bring a bike to someone unless I have business in that area. But the return is gonna be so good on this bike that I have to do it. All right, she's taking it for a spin. There she is over there. Let's see if we can get it sold. Okay, so the lady's going inside and getting money. And you know, I have a lot of bikes for sale, so I didn't remember the price of this one. That was 280. I think it is 280, but she was like, you take anything less? I was like, 250, let's go. So that's what we're gonna get right now. On my way back home, we got 250 right there. And that was a good bike flip, you know? So I made about 210. I did have to put a tube in the tire on that one, but I have so many tubes at the house from other bikes that I flip, you know, they kind of just give you the tubes, so I always have tubes. But it was a good bike flip. That's nice. I'll take that all day. And plus, it didn't take really any time to get here. It was like 18 minutes. I always look at my time when it comes down to like acquiring a bike, or in a weird case like this, like bringing a bike to somebody. All right, so we're like a day down the road, and I caught word that there's a bike that I need to pick up. It's 40 minutes away. 40 minutes? Are you kidding me? But it's gonna be pretty profitable. But then there's a second one, the lady told me. And she gave me a great deal. So we're gonna go pick up these bikes. All right, so that was a bike that we saw earlier in the vlog. That was the Fairdale blue bike that we got for $100. We had two bikes for $250. That one was a $100 bike, and we sold it for $340. So that was a good flip. And yeah, that was a Fairdale weekender. I think I called it something else earlier in the vlog, but that's what it was. Really good condition. It's only been ridden like what, maybe 5 times or so. So excellent flip. Time to reinvest that money and buy more bikes. Further down the vlog, we're gonna get this $40 bike sold for $300. So I can't remember if we found that bike on this vlog or the one before, but we paid $40 for it. We also paid another $60 for another bike that we found at the place. I think it was on this vlog. Anyway, he's taking it for a ride down the street and back. It's a pretty good return. You know, 40 bucks into 300. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, so the guy's about to go get some money, and that bike we found at a random evening, just sitting around, just watching Netflix, and we stumbled upon this listing for, I think it was listed at 50, I offered 40, or it might have just been listed at 40. Either way, the mountain bike that we're going to sell today, it was very cheap, and I already knew that it was going to sell for like, I don't know, $300 to $350. So that's a good sell. But when we went there was another bike that the lady pulled out of the garage, and it was like barely used, maybe once or twice. And that bike was a Raleigh step-through frame, like large frame cruiser for a woman. And we spent an extra 60 bucks and we got that one too. Although that one hasn't sold yet, but still. It's a pretty good turnaround for a bike, you know, so the plan is to get, you know, as many as possible and just, you know, as time allows. And it's kind of fun. I mean, if you do it at off times, like for here in Austin, when the traffic is not super crazy, it's a good thing to do. And just like that, we have a $260 profit. There you go, $300 in cash. So that was a good bike flip. It's time to find more, like I said earlier. All right, so we're another day down the road. And let me show you a little bit closer look of the two bikes. Well, you'll see one of them here in a second, and then a bike that might sell here in a second for $850 that I bought for $200. So that would be a nice cash infusion, bikes to buck style. But let me show you this other bike real quick. A couple of days ago, I picked up this bike right here alongside another one that was just a black colorway, right? This one's in a little bit more used condition. The black one was in much better condition, like almost mint. This is called a Specialized Hard Rock. And the Hard Rock is the entry-level mountain bike that Specialized makes for adults. And the most important thing that you want to deal with when you're, you know, buying a mountain bike is you want to make sure it has good current wheel geometry, right? 27.5 is a good wheel size, and so is 29, which are these right here. See how it says 29 times 2.3, and the bike behind it is also a 29. So 29 is definitely more industry standard now, but these aren't too bad, and they still flip for good money at 27.5 wheel, Specialized or Trek or something like that. So that's why I got into these two bikes. The black one's behind the house right now for $250, because, you know, a 27.5 wheel bike will sell for about $250 to about $350. And then something like this that's more full suspension oriented with more current day wheel sizing. Even though this is a 2016, this will still command around $700 to $900. So, you know, hopefully today we're gonna get to sell this thing for $850. And I bought this thing about a month and a half, maybe about 5 weeks ago, for about $200 on a very rainy day. So it's in really good condition. $200, full suspension XL mountain bike. So the person that's going to show up is definitely going to be a taller person. But yeah, we're just going to get this thing ready to go. I'm going to inflate the tires one last time, and we should get a chance to sell it today. I'm all about those bikes to bucks. And in fact, I'm going to make an addition to like an update that's going to go out to all the people that have ever bought it. So on gumroad.com, I can send an update to whatever I want. And you know, I've sent an update about 2 years ago when things kind of evolved, and I'm going to send another one soon for the people that bought Bikes to Bucks. It's a great guide, and it'll teach you, you know, the inner workings of how to buy and resell bicycles for profit. So I'll get that update done pretty soon, the next 4 days or so, and it's going to go to anybody that's buying it or has bought it in the past. All right, looks like the person's here, showing up in the truck. Let's get this thing sold. Okay, so we got the bike sold for $800. It's pretty good. I was wanting $850, but I cut the guy a deal. So we made $600 on that bike. That's crazy, but not crazy if you can just buy something when it's underpriced and you're the first one to get there. So yeah, I bought it for $200, sold it for $800. It's pretty good profit. More Bikes to Bucks to come. And I found a cool pair of Jordans at the thrift store the other day. I gotta show you that before we close this vlog out. Okay, here are the Jordans I picked up for around 16 bucks out the door at a thrift store, maybe 15. Anyway, I found these last week after working out, because there's an actual Goodwill that's close to the gym that I go to. And these are Jordan 5s from 2012. So they're really, really nice and great condition. You can take a look inside. Everything looks good. Yeah, it's just a nice, nice shoe. I like the Jordan 6s, or maybe the 4s better, but yeah, these are cool. Anyway, we have everything in there and they look good. Now, here's a dilemma that I have. Recently, I follow a couple thrifting groups on Facebook, and then one person had a lot of comments, by the way, said that they got booted off of Facebook Marketplace, right? And this is concerning to me because I do business on Facebook Marketplace, especially with the bikes and everything like that, and other things, right? There's bags listed on there, there's clothing, there's all kinds of random stuff on my Facebook Marketplace, but bikes are the things that sell pretty regularly. So I wouldn't want to ever get throttled by that avenue, if that makes sense, right? And someone, I don't know what they were selling on Facebook Marketplace, but they got booted off. And it could have been something that was fake or counterfeit, or arguably, and they didn't know. But Facebook just wiped their account. They're like, you can't sell anymore on Facebook Marketplace. And it got a lot of comments on this one thrifting Facebook group, and it kind of got me thinking, it's pretty scary, you know? I know with eBay, for example, I don't know, this might be 6 years ago, I've sold, or I put a pair of, I want to say they were Jordans, and I was dead set that these things were like perfect and authentic, and then they went and they authenticated them, or this was before the authentication thing. I guess I sent them to the customer, and then the customer said, no, I think these are fake. He thought that, right? So he sends them back, and then eBay says like you're suspended for 30 or 45 days. So I had my existing listings only on there, but I couldn't upload any more for like 30 or 45 days as the punishment, you know? And I was like, that's a small punishment, right? But think about if your entire avenue was wiped out. And we're talking, think about if you're an Amazon seller. If Amazon was to just yank your entire store, or if you're on Facebook Marketplace and all your listings are yanked and you can't sell anything more, it's kind of scary, to be honest. So I know with eBay now, with things like Doonies and purses, certain Louis and these things, and Hoka shoes, for example, they go to a authentication person before it goes to the actual buyer. So I'm pretty convinced that these are real. Oh my gosh, this better not be a premonition of like 6 years ago. But I'm gonna put them on eBay, but I'm not gonna put them on Facebook Marketplace as a double or a triple listed. I might put it on Craigslist too. It's just too scary. It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's just something that popped in my mind. Give me your thoughts down below. But if you enjoyed this vlog, because I got a bike that's about to sell, and there's a lot of bikes selling in these vlogs, but you have to understand it's a really good opportunity. No actual returns, but high return, right? Think about it. They're high return. It's something I'm proficient in, but I've made a guide about it. So like, if you want to demystify that for yourself, go get the guide. It's like second or third link down below. All the guides are down there. Check it out. And I'll be making that like update to Bikes to Bucks as stated earlier. But it's just a fun thing, And there are a lot of other things that are selling. I just don't cover it on these vlogs. It's kind of weird. There's things that sell in the booth, and I'm just not covering it. I don't know why. So I'm gonna try to do a better job on the next time around here, and start covering all the things that sell on eBay, for example. I just want to give a fair kind of representation of like how the hustle goes down over here in Austin, Texas. But bikes are a really good thing to look for. There's no doubt about that. But as I look around the garage, we have all kinds of stuff. We have goods here. We have some like wingtip shoes. We have some Doc Martens. We have wetsuit. We have snowboard gear. We have bike stuff. We have a handlebar right there, a carbon handlebar. We have some Hoka shoes right here. I don't know if you can see it, but there are other things that I buy and resell. It just seems like the bikes are just fun, but we'll see. I'm going to cover more stuff on the next vlog. If you like this one, just put a comment and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye.